Yo, it's Tusai Anime here, and I'm very shocked and confused that so many people are just now realizing that the multiverse exists in Boruto. Alternate timelines in the Naruto franchise should be old news. I know in Naruto they nudged in this direction a little bit, but in Boruto they've been very straightforward with the concept of the multiverse. And no, I'm not trying to be a killjoy, this chapter was a 10 out of 10, but it really shows that a lot of people aren't paying attention to the story. But I know this doesn't apply to anyone that follows this channel. We've already covered alternate realities, characters changing other characters' fates within the series, Shibai controlling everything in the background. If you want to check those videos out, here's a list. Boruto being the Dark Prophet, Dark Messiah video, the tragic fate of Boruto and Ida. Sarada is the most important character in the Boruto series video. Shibai causing the downfall of the Uzumaki clan video. So my goal today is to bring everything together from these videos and explain to you guys why it was obvious the multiverse was already established in the Boruto series. So let's get this video up to 300 likes, and you know the model, just let me cook. You have a series like the Naruto franchise that revolves around the theme fate versus destiny. It's safe to always assume there are alternate realities within that series. Kishimoto kinda nudged us in this direction with Naruto being the child of prophecy. You have to remember, before the time Kaguya landed on planet Earth, the fate of planet Earth was for it to be destroyed and consumed in the chakra fruit. But Kaguya fell in love, had children, went on a mission to defend Earth from her clan. No matter how many times planet Earth was saved, it doesn't change the fact that the shinobi world should have never existed. And the shinobi world will constantly be plagued with these end of the world type situations. Naruto's birth was one of the ripple effects that helped save the shinobi world for its impending doom and destruction. There were even multiple times of Naruto saying that he was so close of walking down the same path that Sasuke did and turning into an evil person, choosing family and bonds to continue to walk down the right path. Even for the Final Valley Part 2 fight promotion, they showed us an alternate universe where Sasuke actually won and Sakura was crying over Naruto's dead body. See, Naruto Part 1 and Naruto Shippuden kinda got their feet wet when it came to the multiverse. You could see it even with the concept of the reincarnation cycle of Hagoromo's children and Naruto and Sasuke breaking that cycle. But in the Boruto series, we straight up dive into it, and it's all because they introduced two concepts into the series. In the million times the Boruto series straight up says that this timeline has been changed, this fate was changed, but that's for later on in the video. Let's focus on these two concepts. The Boruto series introduced a fourth dimension type god and an ability that can manifest infinite possibilities and world, there being Shibai and the ability being called Omnipotence. In a scan explaining Omnipotence, it was stated that Shibai used to be a god in a world that no longer exists. It is said that he used this technique to create the current world and its infinite possibility. It's the ultimate power to materialize any thought or idea into reality. Infinite possibilities also means infinite timelines that can take place within this series, alternate reality. Shibai is the mastermind behind it all and is controlling everything behind the scenes. They actually confirmed it in this chapter. Already have the video ready to drop after this one comes out, so be on the lookout for that one. So you see, when you have a series that revolves around themes of fate versus destiny mixed in with a fourth dimensional god using an ability that can create infinite amount of possibilities, this gives characters the opportunities to change their path and direction, which will alter the timeline of the series. Chapter 13 wasn't the first time that we were straight up told that the timeline was changed or a character's fate was changed. I can argue this has been happening since the beginning of the Boruto series in the anime, manga, and the novels. There are 5 characters that actively changed the fate, thus changing the timeline of the Boruto series. Those characters are Momoshiki, Sarada, Amado, Kashin Koji, and Toneri. We're going to start off with Toneri because he's the easiest. In the Boruto novel, Toneri awakened Boruto's hidden power, aka the Jogan, and that was the first time the timeline was altered. Just like Kashin Koji and Momoshiki, Toneri foresaw the end of the world, so he awakened the hidden power within Boruto. For some reason, Toneri believed Boruto would be the one to save the earth from the fate of destruction. Let's move on to Momoshiki. Momoshiki is the driving factor for the theme of fate versus destiny for Boruto. He's the character that gave Boruto his prophecy that his blue eyes will eventually take everything from him, alongside giving Boruto a karma seal on his body. Momoshiki possesses the ability to use his Byakugan to peer into the fate of any individual, so I find it odd when he made the statement that he wasn't able to see his own fate by dying by the hands of Boruto, unless he was never supposed to lose that fight. I believe Momoshiki was supposed to win, but because of divine intervention, just like Jura said, Boruto was able to come on top, killing Momoshiki and gaining a karma seal. This created a brand new timeline. But there's another instance and conversation where Momoshiki proves that we're currently in a different timeline compared to the timeline we started with in Boruto Next Generation. Chapter 7, on page 39, Momoshiki says, "I see, it seems you're burdened with a rather interesting fate. What a pity, Fox, that you possess so much power, yet not the jutsu to pass it down to the next generation." A lot of people thought this panel was foreshadowing Naruto using Baryon mode and losing the Nine Tails. But that's not the case. This panel proves that we're currently in a different timeline, because in chapter 7, Momoshiki saw Naruto's future, and Naruto wasn't able to pass down the Nine Tails. But later on in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex, Naruto did pass down the Nine Tails to his daughter. Himawari now possesses the power of the Nine Tails. So the timeline that Momoshiki saw definitely changed now in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. The final moment with Momoshiki is when Boruto allowed his brother Kawaki to spear through him. Momoshiki didn't see that happening either. Once again, the timeline changed. Let's move on to Sarada. It was obvious Sarada changed the timeline in the future for Boruto. Momoshiki was panicking the moment he realized that Sasuke was helping Boruto and renewed Boruto's resolve. Momoshiki was waiting for this moment to take over Boruto's body and continue his mission. All because Sarada awakened her MS Sharingan and pleaded with her father to help and protect Boruto. Sasuke renewed Boruto's resolve, all because of Sarada. Sarada changed Boruto's fate. Momoshiki said this word for word. And just to throw in, the symbolism of her MS is a sun, and she was the shining light in Boruto's darkest hour. In the final pages of chapter 75, we see Boruto's death through his perspective, with Kawaki standing over him with blood on his face. But all of that was changed because of Sarada. Kashin Koji is another easy character we can go over how he altered the timeline, since he possesses the power of 10 directions, which is just a watered down version of Shibai's ability. Kashin Koji was able to train Boruto with his future jutsus, making Boruto the most broken character in the verse. And they're actively working against the Senju to alter the timeline and stop them from accomplishing their mission. And last but not least is Amado. See, Amado also altered the timeline by giving Boruto the Byakugan suppressant drugs. These drugs led Boruto to have a heart attack, and when Boruto had that heart attack, Momoshiki came out, forcing Boruto to allow Kawaki to spear through him and kill Momoshiki. Momoshiki then had to use the rest of his DNA to heal Boruto, stopping him from being able to resurrect. The concept of the multiverse was always present within the Boruto series. You just had to really pay attention to detail. But that's it for the video. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm out.